Bonjour monsieur et madame, it is me le chef Reddit, today I have a special ala Reddit for you. Bon appétit and remember to subscribe.
What's the stupidest thing you've heard a person say aloud in public? Pigs don't have blood. My coworker trying to explain his belief that pigs don't have a heart, blood, or veins, which is why they're white meat. Phones don't run on electricity, they run on batteries, said in that condescending, this is so obvious, voice. I've probably heard worse at some point, but I remember sitting in a Starbucks on campus and this girl was telling this guy about her trip to Italy, and at one point the guy goes, "So where do you want to go next?" And she says, "I've never been to Europe before, so hopefully that, lol." A bit late to the party, but I heard a woman explain to another woman how planes don't actually fly from America to Europe, they just hang in the sky motionless while the Earth moves below them, until Europe appears and then they land. Edit, wow, this blew up. Also thanks for the silver and gold. Since when has anyone died from getting stabbed? Breastfeeding is unnatural, girl in my year 11 health class. Coworker at my old job while we were setting up for Black Friday, it's pretty crazy that Black Friday actually falls on a Friday this year. On the bus full of high school students, she's half Asian, half Chinese. I heard two girls talking about baking when one said she wanted to try baking a bread at home but she didn't know how to make the crust of the bread. She also said she was thinking about baking the crust only because she liked it more than the rest of the bread. She truly thought that the crust was made separately. Chickens are not animals, they shit eggs, said a friend who was trying to explain how she can eat poultry and be vegan at the same time. Edit for the people who want to give her the benefit of the doubt, this woman is 24 years old today and I've known her for 10 years, we went to high school together. I once had to convince this woman that she is in fact 22, not 21. She thought she was 21 and it took me and a team of 4 other people and her ID to prove to her mathematically that she is 22 years of age. I was in line at a KFC when the guy in front of me asked, "How many pieces of chicken are in a 15-piece bucket?" I'm vegan but I still eat chicken and turkey. So can I get the Cuban, a sandwich with pulled pork and ham, made with turkey instead of the ham? Me, sure, so do you want me to take the pulled pork off? Or make it with double turkey? No, leave that on. Me, visible confusion, okay? He comes back later with his lady all mad saying he wants a new sandwich because he didn't know pulled pork was from pig and he doesn't eat pig because he's vegan. I also forgot to mention the sandwich comes with cheese. He didn't complain about that part. When I worked in Congress, I frequently gave tours of the Capitol. As I was wrapping up the tour, one of the constituents asked me to explain the difference between the Capitol and the White House. Okay, sure, not everyone is knowledgeable about American government. I gave them a quick explanation and figured it would be sufficient. Nope, I was clearly mistaken. I then proceeded to listen to this person loudly proclaim that I** was incorrect and that the White House is the same thing as the Capitol, bruh. I got 400 days absence in a year but still passed. High school friend dropped this when we were measuring dicks on how we got away with things. Edit, we were in the metro and some white collars around us woke up from their autopilot mode and noticeably laughed. Edit 2, he made it clear it was days, not hours. During World War II history class, a girl actually thought the front line was a piece of rope held by the troops. Does myself count? I was shopping with my spouse after our child was born. We were in the baby aisle. She picked up a bottle of baby oil, which prompted me to ask aloud, "Wait. Baby oil is actually for babies?" A woman who had been walking into the aisle laughed audibly and immediately walked away. Does an egg get boiled before or after it comes out of the chicken? There is a starlet in my country who's famous, I don't know, for being famous, I guess. Here are some of best OFS, translated. I would bulldoze down Church of St. Donat, built in 9th century, and build an older one. Greetings to my parents, especially mom and dad. I'd love to have more self-confidence in other people. I'm always included in mobbing. I have 5 mobile phones. She never ceases to amaze. For all those asking for a name, a Redditor in the comments below mentions it. Shortly after 9/11 my wife and I were in the UK. On the way home, the customs officer at the airport was dead serious. Officer, are you a US citizen? Wife, yes. Officer, it says here you were born in New Mexico. So when did you become a US citizen? Wife, at birth. New Mexico is in the US. Officer, no it isn't. It's in Mexico. That's why it has Mexico in the name. U. Harry Potter isn't a book. It's a movie. Her, ivory comes from elephants, ebony comes from rhinoceroses. Me, ebony is a type of wood. Her, God, you're a dumbass. Me, expressionless face. Edit, just so there is no confusion, not my S.O. Whilst on Thailand I had someone say, I don't like it, there are just too many Asians here. In retaliation for 9/11 we should bomb the Taj Mahal. Birds are mammals, right? No, they're birds. I know, but they're still mammals, right? My friend has said two of the stupidest things I've ever heard. We were discussing climate change solutions in class and she says, can't we fill a hot air balloon with all the carbon dioxide and send it into space? And regarding deforestation, why don't we just clone fully grown trees? Where are your extra medium dog sweaters? Standing at the foot of the Jesus statue in Rio de Janeiro I heard an American ask his tourist guide, are these mountains natural or man-made? My gym has just refinished the men's locker room. It came out that there would only be personal showers, not community ones. I overheard two gentlemen in their 60s to 70s. This is all because of the millennials. What are millennials? Younger people. You know they've never been in the army or navy. Earth is flat because if it would be round, then it would bounce. Two grandmas talking in France. Well, there is definitely more wind ever since the fall of the Berlin Wall. They were dead serious. I heard that as a kid and I still laugh at it. Not me, but my dad has heard. I set out all these bird feeders and bird baths but not one bird comes to my yard. I bet it is all those pesticides that crop duster is laying down in the field. Local school board member, as they were standing in her 5-acre yard with 20 or more cats running around. Question, a recent poll shows that 1/5 of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is? Answer, I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education like such as in South Africa and the Iraq everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should our education over here, and the U.S. should help the U.S. and should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries so we are able to build up our future. Heard on a crowded bus. She's half white, half black and half Chinese. I swear I could almost hear everyone within earshot collectively face palm. I don't understand why I need to be on time for work. Traveling back from Berlin to the UK, I was sat next to a couple whose conversation had me wondering if I was being secretly recorded. Woman to her husband, I wish we had managed to get to the beach and the seaside in Berlin. It looks so lovely from up here. Do you think we'll go over the channel on the way home? I'd prefer to go around and travel over land all the way. Is this Snowdon we're going over now? We're descending into Manchester. I think this is the same cloud we went through on our way out. I have posted this before, but I went to college in a small town and every Thursday they would have a mobile DMV. When I had to get my license renewed they were having trouble with the internet. The woman in charge instructed the other woman working there to shake out all the wires because sometimes the information gets clogged up in them. An uppity woman to a server in a restaurant, do you know who I am? Do people realize how ridiculous they seem when they try to throw their weight around like that? Men can't be raped because they think about sex all the time. When I worked at an aquarium I overheard an American tourist say, wow, these penguins look just like birds. While driving around Mexico City. Person 1, wow, Mexico City is huge. Me, yeah, I think it's one of the biggest cities in the world. American girl, nah, Texas is. Sitting around a bonfire, I can already feel how I'm getting a tan. Ew, green salmonellas, when her salad was served with parsley as decoration. My former GF who is a fucking mathematician. Argentina is in Europe. When I asked her why did she think that, her justification was that Messi plays for Barcelona and Spain is in Europe. Another former GF was constantly afraid Italians and/or Germans might invade Greece anytime, like they did in the past, and took me years to persuade her to visit Italy with me, where she at last understood Italians are like us and friendly as hell. She hadn't left Greece ever before. The complete and utter lack of any geopolitical knowledge of people baffles me. I have more examples like these from more people, and I blame the education system for not making history and geography fun for the kids. I grew up on a cattle farm. A woman about 15 years older than me, I was 16, asked me, after you cut off the meat from the cow, how long until it grows back so you can cut more? I wish so badly that she was fucking with me. She was not. To be fair, she was only 11. My BFF and I were mucking around with her neighbor that we had taken out for ice cream. BFF was trying to put her spoon in 11-year-old's ice cream, to which 11-year-old responded, "Stop being such a pedophile, hahaha." Needless to say, BFF and I were like neutral face, neutral face, neutral face, neutral face. 11-yo then explained that kids at school told her that a pedophile was an annoying person. We told her to never again say that word, and later advised her mum that there was a conversation the two of them needed to have. Saw Avatar in the theater, and as everyone was walking out, a random lady we passed said, out loud, and very seriously, "I wish real life was in 3D. And #X200B. Never have I laughed so hard inside. Me, maybe you shouldn't bite in the hand that feeds you, friend, fuck my boss. She doesn't even let me smoke weed at work, me, facepalm. He was fired the next week for speaking up about smoking weed during work hours. A customer at a restaurant, after asking for a vegan menu and staring at it for 10 minutes asking, "Why don't you have any chicken dishes on the menu?" And #X200B. Followed up with, "What animal is a ham?"
Thank you for watching. What was your favorite answer? Do you have a better one? Comment it down below. Au revoir.